Have you ever stayed quiet just because you were afraid of what people would think? Maybe you had an idea, but you never shared it because someone might laugh. Maybe you wanted to try something new, but stopped yourself, imagining people whispering behind your back. Maybe you've shaped your life around opinions that were never even asked for. Every day, we shrink ourselves a little more just to avoid a judgment that might never come. But what if I told you the people you're afraid of are usually too busy worrying about their own life to notice yours? Today, I want to share a story that changed how I think about fear of judgment. It's simple, it's honest, and it carries a lesson most people only learn after wasting years.
My name is Farhan, and you're watching this channel. Now, let's begin. In a small fishing village by the sea lived a young fisherman named Noah. Noah's father had died when he was young, leaving behind an old wooden boat and very little else. Every morning, Noah rowed out alone before sunrise, hoping to catch enough fish to sell at the market. It wasn't easy work, but Noah didn't mind it. What he minded was what people said about him. The other fishermen used bigger boats, modern nets, and expensive equipment. Noah's boat was old, patched with broken crates, and his net had holes he mended by hand. Whenever he walked to the harbor, he heard the whispers. "Look at that boat. It's an embarrassment. How does he even catch anything with that old net?" Noah never said anything back. Slowly, the whispers started living inside Noah's mind, even when nobody was around. Before casting his net, he'd wonder, what if someone sees me struggling and laughs? Noah began making every decision based on what he feared other people were thinking.
One morning, an old fisherman named Samuel sat mending nets near the harbor. He noticed Noah standing frozen, unwilling to push his boat into the water. "Why are you standing here instead of fishing?" Noah sighed. "Everyone already thinks I'm a joke. I don't want to give them another reason." Samuel asked, "Whose face do you see when you imagine them laughing at you?" Noah paused, trying to picture a face, a name, someone specific. He couldn't. Just people. Samuel smiled quietly. That's the strangest fear a man can carry, being afraid of an audience that isn't even watching. Instead of understanding, Noah decided he would earn everyone's approval instead. He borrowed money he didn't have to buy a shinier boat and a modern net. For a few days, people glanced at his new boat with mild curiosity. But within a week, the whispers simply shifted. Where did he get money for that?
Noah realized the opinions never stopped. He had only traded one set of whispers for another, now with debt on top. Ashamed, Noah tried the opposite. He stopped going to the market altogether. He fished quietly, alone, avoiding people, avoiding conversations, avoiding eye contact. His income shrank because he stopped selling where the real buyers were. He whispered to the empty water, "No matter what I do, someone always has something to say." That night, dark clouds gathered quickly over the sea. A storm no one expected rolled in with frightening speed. Far from shore, a young boy named Eli was fishing alone for the first time, trying to prove himself to his father. At the harbor, fishermen watched nervously. The newer, bigger boats couldn't risk going out. Samuel looked toward Noah's small boat. "Your boat is small enough to move through those waves. Can you bring him back?" For a moment, Noah froze. What if I fail? What if everyone watches me fail? But looking at the struggling boy, the fear of judgment suddenly felt small. Noah pushed his boat into the violent sea. The crowd whispered nervously, but this time, Noah didn't hear a single word. His small boat's light frame let it slide over waves that would have flipped a larger vessel.
Finally, Noah reached the boy's sinking boat and pulled Eli to safety, turning back through the waves. When they reached the dock, the crowd erupted, not in whispers, but in loud, relieved cheers. Eli's father pulled his son into his arms, then turned to Noah. "You saved him. Nobody else could." Samuel smiled. Funny, isn't it? The boat they laughed at is the only one that could survive tonight. Years later, a young fisherman asked him, "Doesn't it bother you when people talk about your boat?" Noah smiled. "I ask myself one question instead. If nobody was watching at all, would I still choose this?" If this story changed how you think about judgment, subscribe, because we share stories that build confidence and a mindset that lasts. I'll see you in the next story. Goodbye.